everyone. Thank you for your invitation today. And as my colleague said before, I'm Raffaella Casagnola and I come from the University of Sacred Heart in Rome. And I've been working as an endodontist in the Agostino Giovanni's department, headed by Professor Francesco Somma, and we collaborate with the Department of Biomaterial of Professor Luca Marigo. And today I will be talking about the management of the focal infection in relation to general health risk. And this presentation is going to underline the endodontics aspect of the focal infection. I want to remind you that endodontics is a microbiological problem since the bacterial infection is the prime mover of pulp and periapical disease. The aim of an endodontic treatment has to be considered from a microbiological viewpoint. And in fact, all periapical and pulpal pathologies are connected to microorganisms. The microorganism of our mouth can infect the enamel and the dentin and then provoke an periapical inflammatory lesion. All the controversies in endodontics are present because there is a lack of understanding that the disease processes of the pulp generally have a microbiological etiology. The first who described the microorganism inside the root canals was Anthony Van in 1684. And in 1819, Miller correlated the microorganism to the pulp periapical disease. There is this famous study of Moller of 1981, and he scheduled 78 monkey teeth with aseptically anodized pulp, and he divided in two groups his teeth, and 26 teeth were bacteria-free and 52 were bacteria-infected. And after 7 months, the teeth bacteria-infected developed an apical periodontitis. These are bacteria and microorganisms, and we know now that microorganisms quickly can invade dentinal tubules. This is a nice picture that was taken by our electronic scanning microscope at the university, and it shows the bacteria which are trying to enter inside dentinal tubules. The microorganism virulence is influenced by several factors, and these are physical and biomechanical factors. And we have the microorganism interaction, the staying power against self-defense, the lipopolysaccharides and other microbial products, and the enzyme synthesis. On the other hand, we have the host defenses that don't allow microorganisms to reach the periapex, and they include cellular elements such as polymorphonuclear leukocytes, lymphocytes, plasma cells, monocytes, macrophages, and osteoblasts, and molecular mediators such as cytokines and prostaglandins and leukotrienes. The endodontic infection can be divided in two big groups: intraradicular infection and extraradicular infection. The intraradicular infection can be primary or persistent, and the primary one can be asymptomatic or symptomatic. This is a list of bacteria that can participate in asymptomatic or periapical lesions, and this is the list of bacteria that we find in a symptomatic or periapical lesion, or in an acute apical periodontitis, or in the acute apical abscess. And these are bacteria that we find in intraradicular persistent infection. Most of all, we have Enterococcus faecalis, 77%, but we can find 2 Candida albicans. infection produces a variety of local tissue responses, probably aiming to confine and limit the spread of pathogenic stimuli, apical periodontitis may not be an exclusively local phenomenon. In fact, we find recent studies that have emphasized the probable relationship between persistent inflammatory disorder of the oral cavity and pathologic conditions. And the major role in this case is played by the acute and chronic apical periodontitis. Now I want to underline and I want to explain better what is a focal infection. And there are two different and important concepts. The focus of infection, that is a confined area that contains pathogenic microorganisms, can occur anywhere in the body and usually causes no clinical manifestation. Hence, the focal infection, that is a localized or generalized infection caused by the dissemination of microorganisms or toxic products from a focus of infection. These are two hot concepts because the first who described the focal infection was Hippocrates, who attributed the cure of a case of arthritis to a tooth extraction. And in the early 1800s, Rush related also the arthritis cure to a tooth extraction. In the 1900s, the physician Hunter, with his manuscript searching on the cause of disease, linked the expanding use of conservative dentistry to a multitude of diseases. And in 1920, the focal infection theory was refined by Billing and colleagues, and Rosenau prepared the ground for the focal infection theory. On the one hand, the focal infection theory provoked a great enthusiasm, but on the other, several teeth were extracted indiscriminately to try to prevent any kind of disease. And some authors try to explain the function of a focal infection, and these are three important theories. This is the toxic factor theory of Rosenau, the allergic theory of Berger, and the neurotrophic theory of Speransky. But the current theory is called the immunoallergic theory, and it explains autoantibodies formation in human body contributing to the genesis of autoimmune illnesses sustained by the individual activity linked to a radio constitutionality. That it means that antigens are recognized by the organism can provoke the formation of antibodies. And antibodies with antigens form complexes. These complexes can precipitate in target organs, usually are filters of our organism, our body. And we have, with this precipitation, the activation of complement and inflammatory chronic process, and so the damage of the target organs. The most common center of focus of infection, they are called focal organs, are tonsils, adenoid, sinuses, oral cavity, prostate, appendix, gallbladder, and kidney. And the most important chronic infected dental periodontal foci are apical granuloma, periodontal foci such as pocket deep bone lesions, chronic apical osteoitis, pulpal necrosis and gangrene, incomplete canal therapy on the vitalized teeth, and radicular cyst. The target organs are really several, and we have the locomotor system, So we can have a rheumatoid arthritis, myositis, myalgias, the nervous system such as neuralgias, neuritis, the cardiovascular system, myocarditis, endocarditis, pericarditis, the excretory system such as nephritis, urethritis, cystitis, the ocular system, uveitis, conjunctivitis, keratitis, the dermatologic system, the hepatic system, and the digestive system too. So we can have subarachnoid chronic gastritis, peptic gastric ulcer, duodenal ulcer, appendicitis, gallbladder. These are general pathologies that are suspected linking with focal infection, and these are cancer, sarcoidosis, multiple sclerosis, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, otis, the Guillain-Barré syndrome, the pandas, the Tourette syndrome, myasthenia gravis, polycystic kidney disease, obesity, Alzheimer's disease, and mellitus diabetes. And these are systemic conditions, possibly associated with oral infection. And we can find, so cardiovascular disease